Rivalry, it's always a game of persistence, always.
Well, have a look at that. Mundy, absolutely no defence on it. They flew down court off that centre pass between Maloney and Mundy. One of the easiest gets the Vixens will ever have.
Maybe we just need to go to the pub. How a joke sparked a fairy tale for the Vixens trophy. When Melbourne Vixens coach Simone Muckiness quipped after a dismal loss in round 6, maybe we should just go to the pub, she had no idea the words would become the rallying cry for one of the most dramatic turnarounds in netball history. The Guardian. ABC. Mid-season lows to grand final glory. The Vixens languished at 2-4 mid-season. McInnes's announcement that she'd step down at season's end appeared to give the squad a renewed sense of purpose. ABC. From that point, they surged, winning 9 of their next 11 matches and fighting through a nail-biting preliminary final comeback to reach the decider. The grand final, Vixens versus Fever, drama to the last whistle. Facing a Fever team on a record 13-game winning streak, featuring dominant shooter Janelle Fowler-Nembhard, the Vixens entered the match as clear underdogs. Facebook.com. +11. The Guardian. +11. The Guardian. +11. In the first quarter, errors ate at both sides, but Akira Austin's supershot and Rudy Ellis's intercept gave Melbourne a 17-16 lead. SportNation.nz. +4. The Guardian. +4. Africa.espn.com. +4. Second quarter remained scrappy, but the Vixens thrived under pressure, finishing 2 goals ahead at the break. Africa.espn.com. +2. The Guardian. +2. ABC. +2. Third quarter saw Hannah Mundy return to the court with electricity, while Joe Weston's feral defense helped extend the lead to 5 goals heading into the final term. The Guardian. +3. The Guardian. +3. Africa.espn.com. +3. Final quarter, 1 goal decides it all. Despite a Fever resurgence that closed the gap to 1, the Vixens maintained composure, holding down the clock on the final center pass until the buzzer sounded. Final score, 59-58 Melbourne. The Guardian. ABC. Africa.espn.com. The Guardian. Player of the match Kira Austin hit 20 from 21 regular goals plus crucial 2-pointers to keep Melbourne in front. ABC. Joe Weston earned broadcaster praise and admiration for stifling the Fever attack in the final minutes. ABC. Africa.espn.com. We're going to the pub. A perfect send-off. Captain Kate Maloney, in her post-match speech, paid tribute to the critics who doubted the team's plan A strategy and cheekily referenced McInnes's pub comment. No one really thought we could do it. You didn't stop. One more thing, how good is plan A? We're going to the pub. au.news.yahoo.com. +7. foxsports.com.au. +7. ABC. +7. Maloney also honored McInnes's leadership, 13 seasons, 5 grand finals, and now 3 premierships, with heartfelt words. When you walked in the door, you cared for us. This one is definitely for you. The Guardian. +4. foxsports.com.au. +4. ABC. +4. Legacy, Redemption, and Resilience. The Vixens have now claimed their 3rd Super Netball title, with earlier wins in 2020 and 2014, all under McInnes's stewardship. News.com.au. +9. en.wikipedia.org. +9. ABC. +9. From bottom-half mediocrity to a finals push culminating in a 1-goal grand final win, this season is a masterclass in resilience. The win also sees the Fever's astonishing 13-game streak snapped in front of a sold-out Rod Laver Arena home crowd. The Guardian. The Guardian. +2. ABC. +2. SportNation.nz. +2. Final reflection. What began as a lark about heading to the pub became a catalyst. That comment unlocked the spirit, unity, and fight Novi Vixens desperately needed. In the end, they delivered, flooring the competition, overcoming the odds, capping Simone McInnes's legacy with a storybook ending, and proving that belief can spark miracles. More about it. Maybe we just need to go to the pub? It was this comment from Simone McInnes after the Melbourne Vixens lost to the Sunshine Coast Lightning in one of a string of flat performances by the team that sparked a remarkable fight back. At that point, the Vixens had won only 2 of their 6 games. Muckiness had announced she would not continue as coach in 2026, and the team seemed certain to struggle their way to a bottom 4 finish. But they went on to win 9 of their next 11 games, including nail-biting, unlikely wins in the semifinals and preliminary finals to reach the Super Netball Grand Final. However, to win the whole thing seemed nearly impossible. The West Coast Fever had been unstoppable since the return of their 1.98 m goal shooter, Jamaica captain Janelle Fowler-Nembhard. They had started a record-breaking 13 straight wins against the Vixens back in round 3. They looked unbeatable. But through a combination of determination, spirit, and pure desperation, it was the Vixens who held the trophy aloft, forcing the Fever to play a style that did not suit them and clawing out an improbable 1-goal victory. The start of the game was marked by a number of uncharacteristic errors from both teams, while unrelenting physicality featured from the very first whistle. The first super shot period of the game saw both teams approach the white arc of the circle with caution. Neither seemed prepared to take the risk early. Eventually, it was the Vixens who put the first shot up, with Kira Austin calmly nailing the goal. From the Fever's next center pass, Vixens goalkeeper Rudy Ellis took a pivotal intercept out in front of Fowler-Nembhard, and the momentum swung the Vixens' way, finishing the quarter with a 1-goal lead. The second quarter was scrappy, with the ball finding the floorboards more often than not and plenty of hands disrupting the passes down the court. It is under these scrappy conditions that the Vixens thrive, pouncing on the loose ball as if it was their long-lost child. With the Fever preferring a clinical, clean style of play, they seemed unable to match the intensity as the match was increasingly steeped in desperation and sweat. However, they stayed in touch, the Vixens taking a narrow 2-goal lead into the main break. It was in the third quarter that the Vixens put the accelerator on, delighting in the fierce energy of the contest to push further ahead. Wing attack Hannah Mundy made a much-anticipated return midway through the quarter to the roar of the crowd. Goal defense Jo Weston was at her inspirational best, throwing her body into every contest with incredible vigor. Most notably, she contested a high ball into Fowler-Nembhard and forced the shooter to knock the ball out of court. It was then that Mundy's attacking drive came to the fore, ensuring the turnover was rewarded with a goal and stamping Vixens' ownership on the quarter, as they went into the final breakup by 5 goals. The final quarter continued where the last had left off, with the Vixens in control and finding the style of play more comfortable than their Western Australian counterparts. However, a timeout midway through helped swing the momentum back towards the Fever, and they closed the gap to 3 goals. The last 5 minutes were so frantic they made the rest of the game seem calm in comparison. Ellis covered the front space of the circle so strongly as to shut down all viable options for the Feeders and pulled off a deflection that was snapped up by the Vixens. Austin missed the ensuing super shot attempt, but Weston won the ball back in a battle with Olivia Wilkinson. The ball moved end to end with increasing desperation.
Rivalry, it's always a game of persistence, always.
Well, have a look at that. Mundy, absolutely no defence on her. They flew down court off that centre pass between Maloney and Mundy. One of the easiest gets the Vixens will ever have.